Rain during the overnight hours, and it could get somewhat heavy at times, maybe even a rumble of thunder around as well, Alexa.
Well, tomorrow's looking pretty good, though, despite the rain scheduled for tonight.
That's right. Complete weather details coming up here on WVTT.
Now, WVTT. Global News Update.
A daycare center in Argentina has been firebombed by outraged residents after revelations of child abuse. Pictures of a baby with his mouth taped shut have sparked anger across that South American country and a review of child facilities in the region. CNN's Rafael Romo has our details.
It's the picture that has horrified parents across Argentina. A small baby appears with tape over his mouth in a daycare center. Now we're all wondering whether our children were also abused or witnessed some abusive situations, says this mother who used to take her child to this daycare center. Other pictures show ropes and tape around high chairs. The facility, known as the Traveling Little Ant, closed after the pictures were made public. The whistleblower was an employee of the center who sent the pictures to a government website intended for complaints. CNN has been unable to independently verify the picture's authenticity. The daycare center's owner said he was unaware of the alleged incidents of abuse by 3 employees.
I had no idea that the girls could do something like that. I used to bring my own baby here from the age of 30 days old until he was 2 years old. When the daycare center was closing, I, as a father and not a businessman, decided to buy it and keep the same staff.
Gonzalez said he reported to authorities the 3 employees in charge of the section for infants at the daycare center. Authorities say the business was operating with a license as a play facility and not a daycare center. They also determined that the child care staff were unlicensed. The case prompted a review of daycare centers throughout Chubut province in southern Argentina.
From the very beginning, if during the course of our investigation we find irregularities that merit closing down a facility, the instructions that we have had from the mayor is to shut down without hesitation.
The abuse pictures have provoked angry reactions that have gone beyond words. The daycare center was vandalized with Molotov cocktails. While the investigation into these serious abuse allegations continues, parents and authorities are scrambling to find alternative centers for the children who used to go to the facility. Officials haven't determined what charges those believed to be responsible for the alleged incidents of abuse may face. Rafael Romo, CNN, Atlanta.
The FBI and the New York Police Department worked together to foil an alleged terror attack. A Bangladesh man apparently motivated by al-Qaeda was arrested for allegedly planning a bombing in New York City. Ed Payne has the story.
21-year-old Qazi Mohammed Rizwanul Ahsan Nafis was taken into custody Wednesday when authorities say he tried to use a cell phone to detonate what he thought was a 1,000-pound bomb hidden inside a van. His target was the Federal Reserve Bank in Manhattan. Nafis allegedly told authorities he wanted to destroy America by going after the nation's financial institutions. They say he ultimately settled on the landmark bank. But he didn't realize that his contacts were actually members of the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force. New York City Police Commissioner Ray Kelly said terrorists have plotted 15 attacks against New York since 9/11.
We're still very much a coveted target by terrorists. We said New York is the top of the terrorist target list in this country, and I think this just reaffirms that.
Kelly praised officers for keeping the city safe.
I think it shows, again, that law enforcement is vigilant. Certainly, we understand that the public can become complacent. We've had no successful attack here in 11 years, but law enforcement can't be.
Nafis came to the United States on a student visa. He was a cybersecurity major at Southeast Missouri State University from January to May of this year, according to a spokeswoman for the university. I'm Ed Payne reporting.
Thank you, Ed. In other news, more than 20,000 pages from the Boy Scout of America's so-called perversion files being released. They identify Scout leaders and volunteers who have been banned from the group after being accused of sexual or inappropriate contact with boys. Casey Whean spoke with one of the young men who says he was abused by his scoutmaster.
18-year-old Keith Early joined the Boy Scouts at 12, recruited by Assistant Scoutmaster Nick Price Miller, a married father of 3 and volunteer firefighter who led scout meetings in this Washington State church.
He was building a Boy Scout, like a big, huge Boy Scout camp, because he had a 42-acre ranch. He asked me if I would want to help him build it. I loved it.
Apologies for the technical problems tonight with that report from CNN's Casey Wynn. Coming up on the 6 o'clock report, we'll take a look at WVTT Sports, our community calendar coming up as well. Stay tuned. More of the 6 o'clock report straight ahead here on News Channel 25 WVTT.